Hey, what's up you guys? It's Amber and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited to be back with my third video this week. I have been feeling so good about this and I just want to take some time to kind of look back over the year and reflect on 2020 and talk a little bit about my goals for the coming year. So let's take it month by month. Moved in January 11th, I moved up here. And I love it here. And I love being here. I obviously struggled because every other time I'd been up here had been for 3 to 4 days. And knowing that I wasn't gonna be going back home and it wasn't a vacation anymore was hard to deal with. So I struggled the first couple of weeks. I would say first couple months. I cried a lot. And it's not because I didn't want to be here, it's just because it was a very new thing for me. And I emotionally had a really hard time kind of dealing with it. I know that I made the right decision being here. I didn't ever question that. It was so new and it was a lot all at once. February was great. I had my birthday and it had snowed, which is really exciting for me because, you know, South Texas, there's no snow. I started working out with Josh's sister Amy. We went to the gym a couple times a week, so that also helped with my mentality and my emotions and dealing with them and being able to get kind of that release at the gym. And then also in February, my cousin had passed away from cancer, so I did go home for a couple days for the funeral. It's not a happy reason to go home. So even though I did get to go home for a couple days in February and I did get to see my family, obviously it wasn't the best of terms. Then March happened and, well, we all know what happened in March. Lockdown began to happen, numbers began to rise, especially in the area that I live in and at the hospital I work in. I'm very grateful and I'm very blessed. I get to work at one of the best hospitals, not only in the state but in the nation. And so we were hit very hard very quickly with COVID, and there were so many unknowns at the time, and I even was very skeptical of what was happening and the truth behind it all and what it really was and what it meant, until I started seeing how it affected my coworkers and having to go into patient rooms and seeing how it affected the patients. And then it became a very real situation, a very scary situation. There was a time where I felt like such a hypocrite because I had so advocated that what was happening was like the flu. And my mind was so set on, oh, it's only going to last a couple months and then lockdown will be over and this is all stupid and screw the masks. Like I said, until it started getting really bad here in April and May. And when that happened, and I didn't want to go to work. Like, being at work freaked me out. I was working so much and that scared me. When nurses and doctors started getting it and having their families get it and their families passing away or them passing away, it became very dark. My mind became unmanageable. I got to a point where I was just an absolute mess. I was having anxiety attacks pretty often. I would cry every time I had to go to work and every time I got off of work, and not being able to like go home and see my family and have some kind of relief or some kind of sense of normalcy was gut-wrenching. I do, however, feel very blessed that I had my boyfriend and his family, and I really don't know if I would have gone through it alone or without them, because they had been incredibly supportive in more ways than you could imagine. I am so grateful to be a part of their family. I think it was after June, July time when things finally started getting a little bit easier. Finally, things started kind of opening up, and we were able to go and eat lunch out, which was nice and felt a little bit more normal. The fall, we finally were a little bit more out of the lockdown stage, and it was nice because I had finally started making a couple of friends, and I finally felt like I was getting a grip on things here. I also started seeing a therapist virtually, but I started seeing a therapist, which helped with my mental health and being able to control my emotions. And as scary and as sad as it was and hard as it was, looking back, I think that it was probably one of not only the worst years because of those reasons, but also one of the best years for a lot of reasons. I was able to really get close with Josh's family, which was, like I said, a complete blessing because, you know, they're my family now also. And Josh and I were able to really find our way in our relationship, because before we had been long distance, you know, for a year and a half, and we had only flown to see each other 8 times. So we only saw each other 8 times in person before I moved up here. So because we were forced into our little bubble, we were able to really connect with each other and learn a lot more about each other, and it ended up being a very big blessing because of that. I do regret not being able to see my family. No, I don't. No, I don't. I don't regret not being able to see my family. I did miss my family, and I wish I could have gone home, but I'm glad I didn't get the chance to, because there were so many possibilities that I would not want to risk. 2020, although had been a hard year, was a very good year. I feel like I learned a lot more about myself and about my relationship. I think another really great thing about being forced into this quarantine and forced into this lockdown was being able to kind of separate myself from my family, and I feel like I finally had the opportunity to kind of grow up and be my own person. So as much as it sucked being away from them, it was a really good learning experience for me. So let's talk about some things that helped get me through 2020. Number 1, my boyfriend and his family. So grateful, so very blessed, and I appreciate everything that they have done for me thus far. Secondly, I'm grateful for FaceTime, because I don't think I would have survived without it. Being able to call my dad every single day, and I do still call my dad every single day, and FaceTime him, and my grandparents, and my aunt and uncle, and my friends also really helped me get through this tumultuous time. Coffee. Don't think I would have made it through without it. Drank a lot of coffee. Still drinking a lot of coffee. Nothing new, just very grateful for coffee. Some other things, music. I discovered so much new music this year. Netflix. Well, not only Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, Amazon Prime, Apple TV. God, what a blessing. Thank God for Apple TV. It would have been a year. I mean, it was a year, but it would have been a year without being able to disconnect from the world and kind of spend a little time in a fantasy universe of different TV shows and storylines. And working out. I didn't work out as much as I wanted to, but working out definitely, when I did work out, it definitely helped me release those endorphins that I needed to bring me up, and now I'm trying to make working out more of a daily thing. My goals for the upcoming year are to spend a lot more time being grateful for everything that I have, and to appreciate the world for what it is rather than through a phone or a TV screen. I'd like to just spend more time living, because this year has been the most eye-opening year as far as taking each day and living it like is your last. I'd like to spend more time learning about myself. I'd like to really take this YouTube channel to the next level. I feel very confident that this year is going to be, at least I hope that this year is going to be the best year, but it can only be as good as you make it, and as you're allowed to make it with government regulations. I would like to cook more. I would like to read more. I would like to finally be able to go home and see my family and my friends, because I miss them very dearly. For 2021, I just really want to focus on growth in myself and becoming the person that I'm meant to be. I feel like I'm right on the cusp of something wonderful for myself. I don't know what it is, but I feel like I'm almost touching it, and that's a really exciting feeling. So I'm just gonna keep going and doing and creating and making me the happiest that I could possibly be. I'm so grateful that this dude is here with me, because he's gonna make a huge difference. And I'm so happy and grateful, and I'm so ready. I'm so ready to see what the future holds for me. So if you have any ideas, or there's something that you would like to see on my channel in the new year, please leave a comment down below and we will work on that. If you want to see a cooking video, or if you want to see a vlog style video, or a challenge video, any kind of challenge video, just leave a comment below and I can make that happen. Other than that, like this video, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell to be notified of all my future videos. And just thanks for watching. Thank you for being here, and thank you for being a part of the journey with me. We'll see you next week. Bye.